from the director of Night at the Museum and Cheaper by the Dozen. Free Guy. Let's talk about Free Guy. I just saw Free Guy, and it was cute. I thought it was really cute. There's a lot to talk about, I think, with this movie. I'm kind of fascinated by it. So let's talk about it.
Excuse me. Hey! Hey, bud, you ever think that there's got to be more?
More than what?
The stuff we do day after day.
Literally not once.
Today's gonna be different, Goldie.
What are we looking at?
Who are you?
We ran into each other the other day.
How did you find me?
I waited outside by the murder train.
A few years back, Fox was purchased by Disney. I think a lot of people are well aware of this. This is why we've got The Simpsons on Disney Plus. This is why everyone's been talking about the X-Men coming to the MCU. And, well, this was a holdover. Fox was working on this movie when Disney purchased Fox. So this was a sort of holdover of sorts, which there have been a few, right? There were those couple X-Men movies and then like a couple other films that are kind of holdovers from the Fox days. And it's interesting. It was interesting to, when this movie opened up, we even got that 20th century, but it didn't say 20th Century Fox, like the opening logo. It said 20th Century Pictures presents. So that, you know, it was kind of interesting, but it does end. This movie was meant to come out like a year ago, but it hasn't because of COVID. And it seems like in that time that they've had, either between Disney buying Fox or, you know, COVID locking this movie out for a year, they've done some reshoots and they've Disney-fied it. But like in a good way, especially in the third act of this film, there is some heavy Disney stuff. I don't want to spoil it. It's definitely worth watching, but I think this movie is ultimately pretty cute. It's basically like, hey, what if NPCs, you know, non-playable characters in a video game gain sentience? What does that look like, you know? And there's a whole tale inside of the movie about the creators of the code of the game, but it's been bought out by like an Activision type company. And it's perfect timing too, when as a video game person, you know, I do a video game show every Monday, 3:30 p.m. Pacific time on twitch.tv/lonercast, where we talk about video games. And, you know, there's been a lot of big stories about, you know, big companies doing the wrong thing while the developers are just trying their best. And this movie kind of does. It tackles that. Not quite the intensity of reality. You know, this is definitely a movie you can take your family to and have a good time. But it hints on that sort of thing. Ryan Reynolds still has it as a leading man. He's so charismatic. He's very funny. He's just a joy to watch on screen, really. I would like to see Ryan Reynolds branch out and, like, you know, try something else. But if it's not broke, don't fix it, you know? It's kind of just a different take on Ryan Reynolds, you know? It's kind of the same sort of thing that he does in every movie. He's just sort of the jokey guy. Like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Taika Waititi in this movie, who is sort of the villain of the movie, he's like the head of the video game company that owns the game that Ryan Reynolds is inside of. His performance is very strange for me. Almost like, look at how funny this guy is, and he's so nerdy, but like I feel like they didn't quite hit it. I think Taika is much better suited as the sort of quiet submissive character that's also very funny. Great example is What You Do in the Shadows. In that movie, he's sort of the like quiet vampire guy. And then, of course, Korg, sort of quiet. Hey, man, how's it going? In this movie, he's a bit more boisterous. And at one point, he even said, "What you talking about, Willis?" And it's just like, yeah, I don't know. It just didn't seem like Taika, it wasn't, I wouldn't say it's his fault. I don't know. It just didn't seem like he fit well in that role. But when he's on screen, he dominates it, He's just so charismatic as well, much like Ryan Reynolds. It just wasn't his character, I don't think. And I love Taika Waititi. I love him a lot. It's odd. I was expecting this movie to have more jokes in it. And by the third act, I think this movie is completely saved by its third act. And while I enjoyed the rest of the movie is more just kind of cute. Just this kind of NPC played by Ryan Reynolds gaining sentience. The plot kind of unfolds. I was expecting more jokes, but it's more cute. And then at the end, we start getting like a lot of jokes and the laughs start coming, which makes me wonder how much involvement Disney put into like reshoots of this movie. And also, if they did that, it was the correct call, because I think the third act of this movie really saves this movie. But ultimately, I thought it was a fun movie. I thought it was pretty cute. The girl who plays Millie, I thought she was wonderful. She kind of plays two characters in this movie. Herself in the real world and herself in the game. And the way they pulled that off just by making her look cool as fuck in the game, they pulled it off really well. I thought she was great in the movie. I'm excited to see her in more stuff. And of course, Lil Rel, dude. I love Lil Rel and everything he is in. Everything. I love him so much. So I was excited to see him in this movie. And let's just say it, man. Lil Rel having quite the summer, with this, that Eric Andre prank movie, and of course Space Jam. He's in Space Jam. He's had quite the summer, man. He's doing good things. And then it also had the kid from Stranger Things, and I liked him in it as well. Not much to say about him, really. He's okay. I don't know. He wasn't that interesting. But yeah, to finish it out, Free Guy was a fun movie. It was a fun time at the theaters. If you're apprehensive of seeing it, I would say just go see it, man. Go support your local theater. Go see it. That's the other kind of fascinating thing with this movie. While Mulan and Cruella both had theatrical releases and day and date with Disney Plus, this movie is only in theaters, even though they're all Disney movies. So what up with that? Maybe this is Disney's kind of test to see if that makes a huge difference. We will see. I'm excited to look at the box office results this Monday. Maybe I'll make a video about it. Who knows? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Like I said, every Monday at 3:30, twitch.tv/lonercast, we do the Loner Gamecast, and check out all the other stuff on the YouTube channel. We're doing a lot of stuff on YouTube. We also just hit affiliate on Twitch. So I'm going to be streaming a lot more on Twitch, just playing random games. Whatever you guys want to see, let me know in the comments. You want to see me play certain games? Want to see me review a certain movie? Let me know in the comments, dude. Just fucking comment or whatever, huh? Just fucking let me know, bruh. What are you doing? What are you thinking?